Alright, it's live. Alright, everyone say hey to the internet again. Welcome back.
Hello.
Alright, so today we're going to be talking about how we express ourselves in music because seriously, so many of us. I know Matthew, you listen to heavy metal all the time. I listen to heavy metal. I don't know what people out there listen to, but like somehow we express ourselves all the time when it comes to music.
Yeah, I don't just listen to metal too, but like mine's basically based off my mood or what I'm into.
You know, that's what really surprises me a lot about people is that whenever they get angry, they always somehow pick on heavy metal or any other genres that will like spark them up.
I listen to like it's not really metal, but like I'll listen to hardcore music when I need to get like calmed down because hardcore helps a lot. Like melodic hardcore helps me calm down. I don't know why. I
Oh,
think I
really?
think it's just because the emotion that they put in it.
Yeah, I know. It's like that's pretty weird. It's every time whenever I listen to heavy metal music, somehow that roar 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 is always like it's always up in my face. I don't know why. It's always that.
Yeah.
And especially like whenever you brought up the thing about how it helps with people with mental health problems, I found out that even those who have like their I don't know, are they crystallines? I think like yeah, whenever I start showing it to them or start singing, somehow they have an emotional connection to whatever I'm singing to. So do you guys have any idea about like anything spark your mind about that?
Uh, Nothing really.
Like what is your experience in working with other people when you use music, to inspire others? Like you, Matthew, do you do anything?
For me, like I don't know. I usually like when people are feeling a certain way, I'll usually like suggest music, but
Mm.
that's about it. I say like this usually helps me out. You should like check it out. You might like it. And 90% of the time, people usually like what I suggest to them. So
Hmm. Really? That is funny.
I don't know why. It's just like I can. It doesn't even have to any type of genre too. They'll I don't know why I just kind of sense what type of music they'll like to listen to, and then I'll tell them, and they'll be like, "I really like this. Thanks for showing me."
Hmm. That is weird. Yeah, especially like whenever you did mention to me how there's this one time you said that when I actually posted this heavy metal genre that you happen to run across from, and somehow you said, Andy, I think I have a better recommendation. Why don't you try to show this? And then bam, I just somehow decided to watch it, and it happens to be that I really like the show. Like I really like the music video.
Yeah,
Like
and
if you guys were to have, oh no, Mr. Potato Head,
How's it going,
when
Matthew?
will I get you to start speaking? Because seriously, you've been muting your video all the time.
No, my friend Pixie's in the house, man.
Michael, come on.
My friend Pixie's in the house. I got her. She's actually from
Like
Oklahoma
seriously,
too.
really?
You see
Gee.
the anime girl in there? Can anybody see her?
yeah, I see her.
Yeah, that's my friend
You
Pixie.
know, that's what really got.
Yeah, she lives in Oklahoma too.
You know that. You know that's what really got me really curious here, Michael. Like whenever you always brought up like the concept of music, like Grandmaster Flash, you're like all dancing about it. You know.
Oh hell yeah, man. Yeah, like I don't know if people knew the story. Like what we did is when we were helping out people who had so-called disabilities and disorders, we just need to lighten up the place, man. So this guy is like, I have my iPod here, but I don't want it to say any bad words or anything. I'm like, just give me this, man. I'll find something. And we just put on Grandmaster Flash. But the cool thing is, they're like, they don't look like it, but they're like in their 30s. There's some people that were like in their 50s there. You know, they don't look like it, but they knew the old school. So it was awesome, man. We put it on. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. And everybody just started dancing, man. It was
You know, yeah, exactly. That's what
off
I
the
was
hook.
thinking. You know, it's like whenever I put, whenever like Matthew put this heavy metal band on, I just start dancing also, and like I just want to get up and bang on my head. But whenever I start listening to Justin Bieber, like
Oh
seriously,
God.
oh my God, I just like this.
Oh God.
I was like, is that how you portray love, man? I'm like not a bit impressed by
Hey,
how you're so
hey,
into.
man. No.
I know. That's just total ridicule to what love really is. I mean, when did
I
love
was.
becomes nothing more than just baby, oh baby? Huh?
That's sad, man. I
Is
don't
it?
know, man. Maybe he's still working with the Kundalini.
He's still working on it? Oh, oh, are you sure about that? Who in here, like, who in here agrees with Michael about this?
Wait,
Just, just,
what you say? You can guess what I'm doing right now. Do it every week.
huh.
I'm playing the game, so I'm
Ah,
not really
I was gonna
100%
say.
focused.
Okay, League.
Uh,
You're playing
Mhm.
League of Legends. No, it's cool, man. I have to be careful. Like the games like I used to play when I was younger. I don't know what happened, man. Like I just became like so sensitized. Like I can't even play like Grand Theft Auto anymore. It's like I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's
It's
how.
just like because the difference between reality and the game world. It's like you know. Of course, I know he's gonna go just walk up to people's cars, say, "Excuse me, I need to use this." But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I could stick to Zelda.
you know, that's what got me curious about how in the world does Zelda, like, in any way helps you with meditation? Because seriously, so many people keep commenting on that. It's like Zelda, like, it's just a game.
Well,
Oh, what's so
I
special about
wasn't.
that?
I wasn't thinking it was gonna help with meditation necessarily. It does have some. It does really. It does have some good music, though.
You
I
know,
mean,
good
depending
music.
which game you're talking about.
You know, good music is one thing, but I'm talking about those that can bring you into a stronger meditative state. Because seriously,
Yeah.
humans been wasting their time just listening to all sorts of crap.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
like, when did all this come in?
I wouldn't listen to Justin Bieber to kind of like figure out what my life's purpose is.
You
He
know,
wouldn't.
yeah, that's what really got me asking, like, seriously, what, like, I know that meditation is something far more than just simply, oh, we're going to just sit here and meditate and like try to think of nothing and clear your mind. Of course, that's one of the ways, but it doesn't have to be.
Mhm.
But like, when did music becomes like when did we start including music as one of the ways to meditate? Like seriously, I would want the audience to also comment it on the YouTube link that I have on my channel, because seriously, I personally don't even have any idea. Like, when do you need music to start meditating? When in reality, you don't.
I just find music makes it easier, but that's just me.
Like me,
Like
for
when I
example.
first started meditating, music was really helpful.
Hmm.
Like
Like,
music was really helpful.
Yeah, it helps. For me, it helps block out like all the other sounds that are around, because I can focus on
Mental,
one thing.
the chatter, like the mental chatter.
Yeah, and I can just focus on one thing when I have a song playing that's relaxing me, you know?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, say when you meditate, say without music, how long can you go before you feel like, do you feel like you need to be like stimulated by something?
I'm not even gonna lie, probably like 2, 3 minutes max.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, see man, that's 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 not just you, that's the West.
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I go to yoga classes, every time whenever I first walk in, it's like, all
Drew!
right, let's listen to the vibration, 432 hertz, and we're going to meditate for at least 1 hour, and then we'll stretch for another couple of minutes. And I was like, seriously, is that all you do? I'm just so bored. Like, I mean, when did you start adding music and then expect me to listen to it the whole time? I'm sick
Yeah.
of this.
Well, I do a lot of guided meditations, so those are easier than just like, you're. Oh, see, I just thought of Bonnie, and then I was like, Bonnie was gonna be the perfect person to ask these questions to,
Yay!
and then she just
Ah.
showed up.
Oh
She
my
just
god,
appeared out of
it's dark
nowhere,
in
man.
here. I wonder if I should get a light. It's okay. I guess you guys could just hear me. Um, yeah, I just tuned in and I just heard your conversation because I was on like the last 5 minutes when I was trying to get on Google Hangouts. I was on the YouTube. So anyway, let's see. Okay, all right. So about the conversation. Wait, were you done talking yet?
Yeah, I'm already dead. In fact, I just want to get some ideas from you guys regarding like meditation and music, because so many people, even the guided meditations, most of the time, like the guided meditations that have music turns out to be more popular. I was like, it doesn't make any sense, you know?
I think that everybody's different, so everybody resonates differently. Like, so what is true for someone is not going to be true for another person. So there's no exact set ways to say that one is better than the other. However, I do think that it's important to try out both ways. So, for example, when we're first learning meditation, my teacher, the first teacher when I first started learning meditation, she would have different instrumental music playing while we were doing the warm-up techniques, or not even warm-up techniques, but in meditation, there's a getting there and there's a being there. And so a lot of the breathing and the different meditation techniques we do are still techniques that are helping us get there. And at some point, we do turn off the techniques and we do let go of the techniques and go into a state of meditation, which, that's the deep meditation where but that point is more quality when we do these awesome techniques that are able to open our mind and expand our brains and bring, different happy chemistry into our brain. And actually, most meditation practices do honor some type of sound as being a really great tool for helping our brains to get to that state. However, they do also honor the silence, and they do realize that through the sounds, they might have a more in-depth period of silence through these different Om techniques and chanting techniques and even instrumental noise techniques. So there's really both things represented. Like, both of them are really awesome. I just feel like it's important to make sure that if you've spent a lot of time with music, you do at some point turn it off, even if it's just for 3 minutes. And you're like, this 3 minutes, I'm not going to have any techniques now. Like, I'm going to be here now. I'm going to be in my meditative state.
Yeah.
And, yeah, let's see. There's a lot more I could say, but there's the beginning.
That does brought up a lot of good points, especially like when we start learning music. Like, for example, you did brought up the fact about frequencies, because the thing is I did have a chance to listen to several different types of music, from pop music to even some music that was referenced by some psychologists like Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung and all
Sigmund
those guys.
Freud!
Okay, seriously, that is just freaking annoying. Alright, like, when I'm talking about, like, that type of music, it's like 432 hertz, or it comes in, like, when you add up the digits of most of those numbers and the hertz, like, the frequencies, turns out it equals to what we call the master number most of the time. And that's what really got me amazed, like, seriously, how in the world did we come from that point in time where we just listen to classical music and feel all joyful, but then we became nothing more than people who listen to pop music that doesn't even align us. Like, when in human history did we become all this? We're just sitting here, like, listening to, like, heavy metal, but some heavy metal bands, they don't even tune their music up to the point where you can, like, raise yourself up to a higher place.
Okay, so I think it's different for everybody, like I said, and some people might be able to use heavy metal music to get them into their meditative state, or facilitate some type of meditation. Everybody's different, so everybody's brain's going to react differently to different stimuluses. So, how do we get to this point? I would say just so many different types of people in the world. Also, I think, yeah, it's important to realize that there is, like, sound therapy and sound healing can be very, very powerful. And so it's something to recognize, but at the same time, one of the things that we recognize is that it's also like a tool or a technique that's going to help us be silent. That's going to help us when we get to the being silent part, where maybe it'll be more enjoyable or easier for us because we've done these different chanting or, like, whatever type of music people resonate with, really. And different music, I'm sure, affects our brain differently. So, just... Have you guys talked about binaural beats yet?
Yeah, in fact, we actually
We're going to go into that.
Yeah, you guys brought up a lot about binaural beats, and I was like, wow, you guys really pulled the trigger that time.
But I want everybody to say hi to my friend, not to get off topic, but I want everybody to say hi to my friend Pixie, because she's new here. She's also in Oklahoma.
Is that the username Chio?
Yeah. Yeah,
Your
with the
friend on...
with the cheerful anime girl at the picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, what's going on?
I'm sure she heard you.
Yeah, like seriously, like the thing is we've been talking about music all the time, but then somehow we always just like when we listen to it, like anyone ever got goosebumps for the first time when they listen to music?
Hmm. Or the chills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
chills up your spine. Like it's almost like as though somebody struck a kundalini and then bam, you already flown off.
Like my mom said, like when she first heard the Michael Jackson song "Ben," her just started standing up, and it was just like an experience like out of this world because she never heard of Michael Jackson before. She just heard the song on the radio, so I would say no doubt about it. Yeah.
You know, that's what really surprised me a lot of times is that I heard that people back I heard that people nowadays they make all sorts of crazy music, but then none of them are actually helpful in terms of bringing us to a higher understanding. Especially like when you tune it on a frequency basis, you
Yeah.
know?
Well,
Yeah.
you can look at water. Like there was this thing. I don't know if it's the same as uh, Dr. Emoto, but he did this thing like with water and had all these different genres
Water
of
crystal.
music. Yeah, he had all these different types of genres of music playing, and like when it was really like heavy rock, like the water was it looked like discombobulated, and then when it began to be like piano and certain things, more acoustics or even classical music, it began to have a much more of a shape, from the harmonic frequencies that are being played. So it just goes to show the same thing because the human body is like, I don't know, 90 something% water. So these are frequencies that you're taking in.
You know, Michael, when you brought up that part, I was like, is it true that everything is living where they receive they understand people's emotions and intentions, or is it just that everything is just what we call a projection of what we are from the inside? You know, it's just a projection.
I mean, I believe so. I know this person on YouTube that said that they made contact with Lucky, the magically delicious guy. So I would say everything is living on some shape or form or fashion, you know. Like there are even like what they call uh, it's like sub souls. So like, did you ever have say maybe like a doll or I guess guys you say we have more action figures, but a doll or something like that like you played with and you used to talk to when you were little.
Yes.
So you give it so much voice that if like one of your friends were to like step on it or call it bald or something, that'd be it. They would throw a fit. But it's because it's living. It has you've given your own energy and projected it into say, a doll or action figure. It's the same kind of concept with voodoo, but in this sense, it's a positive. Uh, like you make your toys alive. It's you that like breathes the life into inanimate objects, if you will.
You know, that's what really got me amazed. Like, how do you call it? Like, for example, whenever I saw this, whenever I just first of all, when you saw a child had been born, like, just think about it. It's when you were first born, you're just only an embryo, about this small, sometimes even smaller. You you just somehow don't have that much consciousness inside of you when you were young, but somehow you will give rise to yourself as an entity of your own. You live and you breathe. But somehow it happened. I mean, like, how is this so-called expression of ourselves sometimes give life to another being, you know? Like, for example, birth. We always talk about uh, how everything starts out at birth,
Take it
where
easy,
we were
Daniel.
born. Like, do you guys have any idea regarding like how we were born? Because the thing is every human being that I know of, we always came from the belly. Like about right here, we're just small little peas. But it was this intention of love that our parents have one another that led us to be existent, you know? And our consciousness became a rise.
Hmm.
But like,
Yeah.
how is it possible? Because any emotions can give rise to us. It
Mhm.
doesn't have to be love, but what is it that makes that moment in our life so miraculous? That's what I don't have. That's what I don't understand.
I've never really thought about that.
I have thought about that. I haven't come up with an answer.
Like for example, like there's this like
Sure.
yeah, like it's especially like when it comes to the topic of music. I found out that there's this one time where somebody in my family told me like my cousin he when he was a young child he likes to play music and I was like how come? That's when the that's when my my aunt described to me that he has been listening to music when he was in my aunt's tummy. It's almost like as though that being is uh, already have consciousness and can be able to listen to things around you. Like, I mean, how in the world does it? How in the world is it like that a baby that small
Well,
didn't even make it out of the womb still can have consciousness and can still be able to be receptive to that?
well, a baby hums to like calm itself down in certain things. So because they're kind of like they're just connected to the source because they just came out of that world. It's like they already meditate. Babies are born with their tongue touching the tip behind their teeth, which is something they teach in Qigong in order to uh, basically close the energy circuit. No, go ahead, Drew.
Um, I would say like I don't know. I think a lot of us I think we actually were really conscious when we were babies. It's just that like we have a lot of suppressed memories from like the time of being born and then on, and then like just I don't know. I feel like if you work at it enough, you could like try really hard to like get to a point where you could actually like access the memories again, but I just don't feel like all of us would necessarily want to.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's interesting.
but I would say like, and then like also like I don't know, it's like harmony too, like it's music. But, yeah.
This is as far as I can go back. It's like I was born in '93, so that's about as far as I can go back.
When that movie came out, I remember going to see it in the theaters. Okay, that makes me sound old, but I think that we should do. Okay, guys, how do we feel about doing like a check-in? Okay, like I've had part of my degrees in communications, and one of the things is like when you have these group kind of meetings, you go through and everybody introduces themselves if they haven't been there, if you don't know the person, and they do
Oh,
quick check-in, like, and there's a time limit, like it's like 3 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever we want. And we just say, hey, I'm Bonnie. This is what's going on with me right now. This is how my week went. I'm glad to be here.
Okay.
Pushing goes. And it's
Yeah.
actually something that's really effective for helping keep group going and it's,
Community. Yeah.
and when a new person joins into the conversation, you can stop the flow of a conversation. If there's a stopping point where you let the new person introduce themselves and do a quick check-in, that can be effective.
You know, you brought up a good point. So I guess like should we start introducing
I like that
ourselves?
idea.
You know.
It's a way of effectively communicating in groups.
Yeah, like so. I guess we should start introducing ourselves. So starting from the host right here, I'm Andy, and I've been doing this show for about 2 months already. And in fact, I personally been.
Really? 2 months? Wow.
Yeah, and then we've been, and
Oh,
also
wow.
I've been doing this business for at least about 6 months, to be more exact, because I personally just love working with all of you guys who are a bunch of youngsters, and even you, and even some of the newcomers out there, even all you audiences who are not watching this video and will watch it later. I value your opinion, so please comment. That's why I always tell people to comment on my videos for a reason. So that being said, let's go around and introduce ourselves. Bonnie?
I'm Bonnie. I live in Austin, Texas. I facilitate meditation classes and teach meditation along with being a student of meditation. And I quit my job to write a book. Oh, yeah, the other thing that we need to do is you can also say, like, how your week is, like a quick check-in, like, oh, my week this week was really awesome. My twin sister came to visit from California. I went to 2 different core power yoga classes, which I've always been horrified of core power yoga. I love yoga, but the words core power yoga really scared me. And I went to 2 of those classes this week, and they were super awesome and fun. And if you have a core power yoga in your town, there's the first week is free, and you get unlimited classes. So I'd recommend looking into that. Yep, that's it.
Wow.
All right, Pixie, you're next.
What?
No, I'm kidding. Okay, so Pixie, the thing about Pixie is,
Just let her speak for
Michael, you
herself.
should let Pixie talk, and then you should talk about Pixie.
You know, it's best that
no. This
You
is,
know,
no.
if I were you, if I were
Hang on.
yeah.
What I'm saying is for Pixie is because basically she's not talking because like her aunt or somebody is sleeping over and she doesn't want to wake everybody up, so she's talking in the chat. That's why she's not talking.
Oh, okay.
I
But
don't-
like, just whisper in the microphone.
Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, whoa.
Yep.
Hey.
So I should introduce myself.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, well, I'm Pixie and I'm really shy and I like foxes and the color aqua and I love anime.
Sweet. How was your week?
Huh?
How was your week this week? Did you have a good week? Did you figure out anything insightful, or maybe something that helped you grow, or maybe something that didn't help you grow? Maybe did you have a good week? What was your week like?
Um, I had a job interview.
Sweet.
Sweet. Wow.
Nice.
Is there anything else you want to share? Sweet. Well, thanks for hanging out tonight. Been
Well, we're
hoping.
really happy to have you on here, Pixie.
Yeah, I know.
His real name is Summer.
You know, Pixie, if your opinion does matter, so if
I
you're
like
going
Pixies.
to be on, so if you're going to choose to be on here, you're going to speak up a lot. So just
Wait,
give
wait,
a heads up
wait.
on
Hang
that.
on, bro. No, I mean, she can speak what she wants, you know.
Yeah, that's the point.
You
Just
can also take a listener role. We do it all. Whatever.
yeah, but I really do like to learn from you guys, just like how you guys like to learn from me. You know, that's
Okay,
part of
let's
what we.
keep up with your check-in. Okay, who? Let's see. Let's go down the line. My screen's got Michael next.
Why?
Okay,
All right.
under 3 minutes.
Okay. My name is Okay. I'm gonna take this seriously. Okay. My name. Hi. My name is. Okay. My name is Michael Andrew Pratt. I enjoy deep conversations and long walks on the beach. Is it something like that, Bonnie? Like,
No.
I'm new to these things.
You know, if I were you, I would say that's overly fantastic. Just keep going, man.
Just an introduction. How about for Michael, what you like, and then how
Okay.
it was.
Okay.
What are your interests and how your week? How was your week? Under 3 minutes. But you've
Under
already
3
used
minutes. Okay.
So.
Okay. Okay. I enjoy. Well, it's kind of like what I'm certified in, or
No.
what I like.
Enjoy.
Okay, what I
Describe your
enjoy.
life.
Okay. My name is Michael. I enjoy really old school video games. I enjoy practicing qigong, which is energy cultivation. I practice Reiki, which is an energy healing system. I enjoy anime as well.
Presentation technique.
I like fairies. I like
Doreen Virtue.
oh, I love Doreen Virtue. And
How was your week?
anything else? My week was pretty interesting. There's always something fun or interesting going around in my world. A few friends said they wish they lived in my world. So, yeah.
All right.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did it. Okay, Mr. Matt, Mr. Michael, Mr. Graduate, high school graduate.
Yep, that was today. I'm so happy.
Yay!
I'm so
Yeah.
happy.
Yay! Finally, you got out of hell and get ready to go to the
Big
next.
kid daycare.
Don't have to
Get
go
ready to
anymore.
go to. Well, at least
Big kid daycare.
at least when you're going to college, you get to choose where you're going to heaven or hell. This is the afterlife now, the real deal.
I agree with that statement so much.
So Matt, tell us, introduce yourself. And tell
I'm Matt. I'm from Oklahoma City. I just like to watch a bunch of videos and learn stuff about metaphysics and everything. And when I don't do that, I produce like drum and bass sometimes. I stopped
Ooh.
for a while. My week was fantastic since it was my last week of high school, and I'll never have to go back. And that's about it. I don't talk a lot.
Matt likes
It is cool,
drawing.
man.
Wait, really, Matt? You didn't tell me you like drawing.
When I get
I
bored,
like
I just draw like shapes and stuff, and it turns out the cool
Pictures
stuff.
of shapes.
Really? Are you kidding me?
Matter of
Next
fact,
time
I
we
wanna-
no, like seriously,
gotta have
just
a
post your
drawing
drawing
thing.
up on Facebook.
I think I put a
I'm-
few.
Yeah.
I remember
You know,
one
if I were
time.
no, like
go
seriously,
ahead.
if I were you, I would if I were you, I would post it up right in front of like your Facebook profile, just like what I did, and then I'll go check it out. Because seriously, I always post my drawings of me doing like sand mandalas up on my Facebook all the time.
I'll have to see if I can find them because they were all on my school computer.
You're like, I'm not
Oh,
opening
what?
that.
See, no, but that's the thing, Bonnie. Is just like when he says stuff like that, it reminds me of things like I could have said, but I was on the spot, so I feel like I gotta, blah, 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 you know.
Well, we can go back to you after we get through everybody else, and then you can go back and tell us. I forgot to tell us. So write it down.
I'm sorry.
Write it down. Okay, let's see. Okay, my computer has Drew next.
Uh,
I'm putting everybody on the spot tonight. I'm a little. I'm sorry, everybody.
Or having interviews.
Yeah, we've never done this. It's important in a group think setting.
I'm Drew. I don't know. I enjoy. Let's see. Like I've been in martial arts most of my life. Not really anymore. Just kind of like practice, like do shadow boxing and stuff here and there. But just like any, I don't know. It helps get you into like spiritual states easier sometimes. If that makes sense. Just like
Wait,
going.
martial arts helps you have spiritual safety?
Yeah. But and then let's see. Like besides that, I don't know. I'm working a lot more at just like getting back into like nature and like going more with the flow, I guess. And I don't know. I don't know. I try not to think as much anymore. If that makes sense too. Just,
Yeah.
but
No, not everyone does want to just like think a lot because that's part of what you have to do when you grow up or be able to be the ascended one. We all have to think a lot.
yeah, I don't know. I'm just not necessarily not that I don't think a lot. It's just that I try not to overthink anymore.
Well, it's okay.
No, that's a good. Because I mean, it puts you more in the feeling.
Yeah. But what else was I? Oh yeah, what did I do? What happened my week? Oh no, I lost my job at Taco Bell, and yeah, so
I feel like maybe that's a good
it's
thing.
like all right. Well, here's what. Well, originally, like the first day, or not the first day, but the first day that I missed, I like fell asleep on the bus, and then like woke up way further down, and then I was just like, screw it, I don't feel like going, I'll call in or whatever. Then the second day, it was like, I went to go outside, or no, I was going outside and my cat ran out. I went to pick her up and throw her back in, and then I realized I forgot my bus fare, went in to get her, she ran out, and then I went to pick her back up, and then as I did that, the door slammed, and then like, I didn't have my keys, so I locked myself out with my cat.
Oh.
I couldn't just let her go away, so I was just like, crap, it looks like I'm missing work again. And then so like after that, I was just like, I don't know. I looked at it, and like to me, it was like the universe's way of telling me I shouldn't work there. If that makes sense. And so, but yeah, that night, I don't know. A lot of it was like I felt bad. Like, oh no, I didn't like working there too, because it was just like the food's so unhealthy. If that makes sense. Like It's not as bad as McDonald's, but like it was just like I don't know. It just I don't know. That's another thing that I'm doing now too. Is I just started fasting. Today's like my first day of fasting. Just gonna.
Right.
You
And then, like,
know,
trying to.
Drew, what you said about working at fast food, I don't really mind at all. But the thing is you were right about the stuff about the things that you eat over there. You know, I was
Yeah.
like, how in the world do you survive through all that? For I don't know how long do you work there, but like, how do you survive through all that without getting, you know, burned out?
I don't know. It's just I don't know. Like a lot of it depends on what you're there for. I guess like, everybody's different, but like I don't know. I'm still young. I'm only 21, so it's like oh no. I got a few things that I'm thinking of doing. Like I'm thinking of going and working on like one of those organic farm things, though, or whatever. There's like a couple here. I might just go try that out, and then I don't know. That seems like the best choice from there. Then, like, I don't know, I'm eventually just gonna get ready to go traveling real soon. Just like travel the States. I'm gonna start with the West Coast first. But
You mean that hitchhiking thing you said you were gonna do?
yeah, I might be hitchhiking. I might have a ride with one of my buddies, and it's just gonna be me and him. I don't know. Depends. But I'm gonna travel like eventually, but I'm gonna probably stop at a lot of like different farms if I can, and just like learn how to like work with like organics, get back to nature. Like I don't know, I've kind of been like distant from the internet and shit. It's like I don't know, I just been learning a lot of stuff lately and like different knowledge from different places. It's just like I don't know.
Yeah, man.
It's hard to just, like put everything I've learned in the past like week or two like into just one thing. That and I went through some highs and lows too, so it's like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So I've been I don't know, just getting back. I don't know. I'm lost for words.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
You're
great.
good, man.
Good job. Thanks, Drew. David. There's a David on my screen. I don't know David, but
Brother Dave.
I think
Gotta
David.
hear your story.
David, you wanna introduce yourself and say hi and tell us about your week or your Okay, well, if you decide you want to, feel free to say something in the chat box.
See, Bonnie's good at that. Like, I feel like I make people feel like either hilarious or uncomfortable.
Everybody is good at lots of things. Okay, let's see. Daniel, would you like to tell us an introduction and tell us about your week?
Hey, yeah, Daniel here from Australia, hence the bright sunny light out my window.
Oh, you're in the daytime right now?
Yep, just after 2 p.m.
Nice.
Just after lunch. Yeah,
It's
not
almost
too bad.
11 o'clock where I am. That's hilarious.
It's
Cool, it's
10:57
really
here.
really nice day at the moment too outside, which is good. Nice and warm today.
And you're in Australia?
Yeah.
Awesome.
What is it?
What part?
About 85 degrees outside.
Wow.
So it's really nice.
What
Yeah,
part
we
of
sat outside
Australia?
for about 15 minutes. Brisbane.
So I really
Queensland.
want to go out there one year.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm planning on a Canada USA trip before October next year sometime with some mates, hopefully. So
Well, if you don't want
It's an
anything to
option.
do, come to Oklahoma because there's nothing to do here.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard, man.
Hey,
When
you
I
got
was there,
mosquitoes.
I was gonna say, like, when I was there,
Oh, no,
people
you
said
don't.
that they literally. I don't want to interrupt anybody.
Come on, just say it.
No, I was gonna say, like, when I went there to Oklahoma for a couple days, like, people told me that they literally watch tornadoes because they have nothing better to do.
Pretty
That and
much.
pig shows. And pig shows. And that was the most boring shit like I ever went to.
It's
Those
it's
pig
not really
shows,
fun.
man.
Okay, let's let Daniel tell us about himself for a minute, a little bit, and tell us about how your week was.
No disrespect
Yeah,
to Oklahoma.
And also,
I love the
like,
land.
talk about your favorite music, because the thing is since we're talking about music today.
Well, that could have been a good thing
Yeah.
to add into everybody. This is what we should do in the beginning of everything, like whatever the theme is. And then, anyway, go ahead. Okay, Daniel.
That's half on there. Well, I had a good week because I'll share a link. I don't want to promote anything, but I uploaded my fourth classical album this week, so I'm always excited to put some music out there. Hence,
You good?
that's why I like doing these chats. And yeah, I play piano. You can probably tell in the background there, and I've been playing since I was a little kid, and got right into it. Then went on and studied at a university for years, and now just play for fun, basically. So I put some music out there when I can. I should be putting one on YouTube because I'm a bit slack with that one, unfortunately. But favorite music, anything really, pendulum, dubstep, whatever, classical, jazz, play everything as well and listen to everything. I think you have to appreciate all genres for what they are. You don't have to like them, but you can appreciate them, that's for sure. Screamo, emo, anything.
Yeah.
So have a bit of fun with music still, which is good. And yeah, that's about it. So it's been not too bad. I work in IT like full time, so music's kind of more turned into a hobby sort of thing, sadly. But yeah, always enjoy these chats and these hangouts around music, Andy. So thanks for hosting.
In fact, I personally had to really push myself hard to bring this up because seriously, not everyone likes to talk about music, you know.
Mm. Mm.
That's facts.
But like that's what really got my attention the most is because every time whenever I listen to music, some music they give like everyone has this experience where whenever we listen to the music that inspires us, we just got goosebumps all of a sudden, or sometimes or some music will turn us off completely. I was like, how did it turn you on in the first place? Like what? Name me some of your most inspirational music and tell me how did it turn you on?
I think that the big thing is that there's no certain thing that's like everybody resonates differently with something else, but it's all about like it's like that can be medicine for people, whatever it is, you know, whatever it is for that person. It really is medicine. Music is medicine. It really changes our brain and how we feel and help heal us. It can, you know, I mean, there's
Musical medicine.
such. It's like it's an amazing gift, you know, to our planet. And I don't know, there's music all around us all the time, like, but yeah. Anyway. Okay, I'll talk now.
Oh, you already introduced yourself. Yeah. Okay. So, everybody did their thing.
I think we got everybody. Now we are open for discussion.
I wanted to show you guys some of my drawings. I don't know what it has to do with music, but
Well, just as long as you don't have background music that are copyrighted, because I've been blocked in several countries whenever I post some of my hangouts out.
Because of the music?
Yeah, copyrighted. It's just
blocked in
ridiculous.
several
It's
countries.
sad, isn't it?
That's the reason why I was like, God damn it.
All right. Let us begin.
Did we have Sherman? No Sherman tonight.
I know Sherman's supposed to be here, but somehow he's not here. But because the thing is, it's so interesting about music, but somehow he's not on.
Wait, where's the
I'm
sound?
going to add you to my circle. It's funny.
Yeah, add me to your circle, totally.
Another YouTuber.
YouTube,
You
Google
hear me?
Plus, Facebook. I'm trying to get hooked in on all those things. Everybody. I'm gonna have like a social media day coming up here, and you guys are all gonna get LinkedIn requests, Twitter.
I don't use social media though.
It can be a very effective tool.
I'm just
Do
kidding.
not underestimate.
Okay.
We got a
So
new
this.
person.
Hey, Brian, how you doing? Where are you from?
Hey, Brian.
Michael,
Uh.
I'll show you a picture.
We have one more person on the
Okay.
chat.
Let's let
Okay.
Max
So
show
this.
a picture, and then we'll.
Okay. So this is Third Eye Reiki Jesus. Did you guys ever see him? He has the third eye, and
Yes.
he's doing Reiki.
Yes, that's very Egyptian, you know.
Did your Reiki instructor
Oh,
tell
actually,
you about sharing symbols with the world?
yeah, but I mean,
I'm just kidding.
no, I know that whole thing, but I'm like, I probably drew it wrong anyway.
There's other teachers in like essential Reiki who talks about how it's okay.
Okay, instead of looking at the Reiki symbols, look at the Egyptian symbols. I'm sure they've seen the Reiki symbols before, though. But I know exactly what you're talking about, and you're right.
You know, that's what really had to make me ask about like some of the symbols and like how in the world do we like sometimes put them in our musical albums? Like for example, in some of the heavy metal bands that I thought of, like
But those are two different symbols, bro.
because seriously, like when you brought up the part of symbols, I was like, okay, seriously, like what does this have to do with music? I wonder.
It has absolutely nothing to do with it. I just wanted to show you guys my drawings. 'Cause
I like your drawings.
You know, I thought about trying to build this as an art show, but then I was like, okay, I guess
well,
music
music
should be.
is art, so it kind of falls in line. I apologize again. Don't look at the symbols. This is a drawing of my ascended self.
You know, if I were you, I would start making music about you being the
This is a
ascendant.
drawing. This is a drawing of my ascended self. He has a third eye too.
Super
Okay,
Saiyan.
let's get to the drawings. This is my attempted drawing of the brain. It doesn't have any Reiki symbols in it.
Aye. Like, here's the, like, do you guys have any idea when you,
This is a
about,
cell.
okay. Like, do you guys have any idea about, like, how in the world does, like, for example, Middle Eastern music, sometimes they always have various scales where they go up at, like, it's not, like, to the point where it's completely sharp or completely flat. But then they just stuck at that state. You know? And then next thing you know, they all go down in certain scales that almost makes you feel like as though you don't have any idea where, like where in the what in the world is that music trying to direct you to? Because especially like whenever I listen to like Muslim music or even when I go to Turkey, they have this prayer, this call for prayer where people will sing up towers, and when they are about to call for prayers, everyone just get out of their cars and just start praying, like out on the street. You guys have like it almost like as though that the music itself it stops everyone all of a sudden.
These are my anime drawings.
Like, do you guys have any ideas about that part? Is like whenever you go to any Muslim countries, they just like when they call for prayer, they always sing it in such an unusual like way like this, like ah. It's
Uh,
like it's like it goes up and down and up and down and it wasn't completely vibrating, but it sounds like as though I hear multiple notes on there, but it's
kind
not
of
a
sounds
blast.
like the intro to The Lion King.
And they are purposefully doing multiple different notes and different sounds because they're clearing their chakras. Different sounds. There's even a different sound for each chakra. Each chakra. Oh, I have them. If I could. It's like ram, bam, lam. You know, I'm gonna look it up. I have it right here.
Yeah, bomb, ram, lam,
Yes,
ba,
sounds.
hombre.
So all of these things are just helping clear our chakras and just allowing another tool for, helping us to get in touch with our higher selves and effectively living here on this earth through making us feel good through different vibrations that each produce a different vibration, and resonate with a different part of our body and are able to heal us a different way. Singing bowl, there's different singing bowl, for each of the chakras. Pretty fascinating. I just finished my meditations of 3 ohms.
Well, that's always good.
That's what really got me interested is like how so many times when you hear meditation music, the syllable Om or the frequency of Om always comes up on certain meditative CDs that I listen to, but somehow it's not present in any of the popular music or even in other genres.
Here's my most recent drawing.
If I were you, I would also ask like what does it really mean, because especially can you explain your drawing, Michael?
That looks like something from the video posted on my wall the other day.
Wait, say that again, bro?
That looks like one of those aliens from the video you posted on my wall the other day.
Oh, it is, man. The I'm Blue video.
Seriously, Michael,
Yeah.
just tell the audience, what is it that you're trying to show us? Because the thing is I personally can't figure out, how does, what does your art mean, What does it try to bring us?
Well, the thing about, my drawings is that it's, I never know how they're going to turn out. It's like my brain kind of, goes somewhere else, and it kind of just happens.
You mean you've been doing what we call an experience where you saw something and then you somehow decide you're going to draw it to recreate it, right?
Yeah, I mean, what I feel like art truly is that it stimulates your senses and makes you. I feel like all art is really channeled. So, Third Eye Jesus, I have no idea where that came from.
If you were just like every other arts or music, here's what's interesting about your case scenarios is that whenever I read about ancient Greece, I found out that so many of those people who wrote about prophecies or wrote even music or drew arts on a prophecy, they always had that hallucination or vision before they do something like that. That's what's really interesting, to the point where I had to ask myself, where did they get all this?
Well, basically, there was a girl I was with at the time, and I was like, what would be the perfect character to draw for her? So I drew this for her, and she's kind of she's a wife, but she's also a witch, and she has a cat there, and the cat has a third eye. Um, and I apologize once again for the Reichi symbols. um, um, basically, it's basically something that I drew for her at the time. So I'd say like love was the supposed love was the inspiration at the time. And then this is Bulma. Once again,
Oh
if you're
my.
looking at the camera from that angle, her eye might look a little funny. It doesn't really look like that, but this is Bulma from Dragon Ball.
It's not showing up for me.
You know, I think Matt brought up a very good art right here. When you guys have a chance to look over the link, it's like this square and it's like all sorts of diagonal stuff on there.
That's what I drew in school when I got bored. I had like 10 of those.
Hey, another thing that we could always share in our check-in to help unify us as a group if we want to, or not unify us, but just like make us feel good while we're having these group conversations and help us, is to say a way that, like, how can we support you? We don't have to do this now, but maybe at the beginning of the next month. You say, like, your introduction, how your week is, and how everybody in the chat could support you. So maybe I have this new meditation video I just put out, and I could be like, well, you could support me by just, like, looking at this video and telling me what.
Sure, good point.
Or
In
whatever.
fact, yeah, like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Or, like, kind of what Michael's doing right now, like, having us look at, like, us being a part of his artwork right now could be a way of supporting him. Like, anyway, so what I'm saying is we could all do this. This is another little thing that, like, can really help people. And they have, like, people have
Like,
mastermind groups.
Which are like talents
do that.
are. Yeah.
You know, here's another thing is,
Therapy without having to pay a therapist. If you can find a group of people willing to openly, once a
It's
week,
an
or
exchange.
say,
you
hi,
know,
this is what I'm doing this week, because this is why I can use support with.
you know, that's what really got me so interested about the mind and psychotherapy, and even Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud, how they thought
Sigmund Freud.
about how we are going to do the show, because especially when it comes to music, like youth today, they listen to all sorts of music. Some of them like heavy metal, some of them like pop music, but then we're trying to find a way to like try to dig a little deeper about what music really is, about what really art's supposed to be. Like at its deepest point, because the thing is we can all draw different things, you know, but everything represents something deep inside of ourselves. If we don't dig up that far, we're not going to be able to reach to the point where we want it and want to know ourselves.
I find, yeah. Well, I find what's really interesting is I enjoy drawing women, like sort of more than men. I don't know. I don't have anything towards men. I don't know. I find like my drawing, like I just keep drawing women, and I find it's interesting because it kind of explains my energy, like my creative energy that like we all have. But I feel like a strong connection to the divine feminine, I guess you call it, and basically. The lady that I drew there is basically, they call her the blue lady. She's from Pleiades, but basically the reason she's blue is kind of because you know, supposedly Pleiades are blue beings, you know. And it's interesting because when I was talking to Matthew, I showed him this video. It was just something kind of intuitively that came to me, and I heard the song in my head. I'm like, that song is catchy. That's the one that goes, yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives in the blue world. And then I checked it out, and in this video, it was tripping me out. It was this blue world with all these little friendly blue guys everywhere, and they're like bobbing their head on the spaceship, and like Matthew's like, that is a corny ass video, but but it spoke to me, man. I'm not gonna lie, I was almost in tears over that I'm blue.
You know, that's what really got me so interested about how how sometimes like even when we create imageries of certain things that triggers us, we just somehow got triggered. It's almost like as though we can't hold it back.
Have you guys ever had deja vu with music before?
Yes, often, all the time.
Oh yeah, and like
It's
cry
like
about
you
it.
swear you've heard it before, but it's a song that just came out.
Not exactly, but sort of.
I've heard Katy Perry songs that sound like I've heard this song before.
Okay, I have something
In
I'm
that
thinking
sense.
right now. I feel like I should share. Okay, so there's this Teal Scott meditation. I also did. It's not a Teal Scott. Okay, you guys know Teal Scott, but she also goes by Teal Swan now. Well, I got this meditation technique from her, and I did it on one of my series of my videos. But anyway, basically what it is she brings up, it's a non-resistance meditation, and she brings up this idea that we're always, you know, like we always are feeling this movement in our bodies, but instead we're choosing to keep it straight. We're choosing to resist the movement and keep our bodies straight because it looks weird to be constantly like dancing or swaying side to side and things like that. And she uses the example that like think about, it's like when you hear music. Like a lot of times when you hear music, you move, you just start moving, and it actually takes resistance to stop that movement because it feels so good to move your body like to the music. And the meditation technique that she's talking about is also similar to like saying, as if you're in the ocean, for those of you who have ever been in the ocean, or even if you're just floating in water, you know, you have to be in a state of complete non-resistance in order to allow the water to hold your body, and also when you're doing that, you're still moving, you're still flowing, and it's the same as like when you hear music, our bodies want to move. And so this non-resistance meditation is literally like sitting in an upright position, closing our eyes, and just like if you notice while you're meditating and you're closing your eyes and you're in an upright position, like your body naturally is going to feel like it wants to kind of move around. Like for example, I'm sitting here, it's going to be like this, like I'm going to close my eyes. And if I just sit here and just feel the flow of energy and completely release any resistance, then my body's naturally going to move. It's the same as like when we hear the music. You completely resist like any resistance, and your body's going to move. And so the meditation was to sit here with our eyes closed and just, even if there's not music, feeling that non-resistance to the flow, and therefore your body is just going to move around a little bit. But at the same time, I'm still like completely in control. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. In fact, that's what really got me really amazed about how, like, for example, when we spoke, like, who in here ever listens to how an Asian or even any of the the Asian languages how they speak? They usually sing, you know. And even in like Israel, they also have their language is based upon uh, a singing tone. And go to most of the Middle Eastern countries, you'll find out that they also, when they do their prayers, they always sing.
Yeah, I actually have one. That actually, yeah, it sounds exactly it's like somebody singing. It's called the opening one, Al-Fatiha.
Because like the thing is every time whenever we spoke a word out from our language, it's almost like as though we're speaking to, we're not just simply just communicating to the audience. You're singing to the audience. You guys ever had that feeling before? Like you notice that?
A little bit.
Like you're singing to the audience.
Oh yeah, and when you're singing, like when you're singing for real, it's almost like as though you're adding that momentum to the point where you can be able to convey like the deepest emotion deep inside of your heart. And I was like, how does that happen? Somehow, like whenever you talk to a person, it's almost like as though, and even when you're singing, it's almost like as though you're putting out your DNA or your personal identity to the audience, and when the audience picks up that information, they know what's deep inside of you, what you're feeling. It's like so easily, you know? It's like they're so tuned into it.
Yeah,
I wonder
I
how.
know that. No, go ahead, bro.
No, like seriously, like how does that work? Because I've noticed how there's this one lady where I went to the store a couple of days ago. She told me like she has this indigo child that came to her when she was like something bad happened to her. Somehow, like even before she tries to talk about it, that child somehow sensed that so-called musical vibration from her, and he said, "Can I give you a hug?" Like right off the
Oh,
bat. Can anyone explain that scientifically? Because I have no idea.
that sounds more like a crystal child.
I was about to say, I don't know about explaining it scientifically. I could explain what I think. There's not science. That sort of thing is not testable by science, which is
You
why
need
there will never
empirical
be.
research to go with that.
Oh yeah, but like seriously, like at least there's going to be like an explanation to how we identify emotions.
Well, I mean, no, I was gonna say like, as there is studies on psychic research by Dr. BEM at Cornell University, where he proves, I don't know as far as indigo children and certain things like that, as far as like a controlled study, but there is some people that do go and have researched psychic phenomenon and have proved that I mean it exists. Just
And even
you
intuition,
have to.
there's some scientific studies about intuition and how that exists too. And I'm like, what? That's those studies.
More so, you have to go into the quantum physics field because they'll explain it in detail. From a quark, basically, or quantum mechanics. They'll explain like how this happens when you think about a person, then they call you, or how we're all pretty much like connected from like atom to the smallest. Well, atom's the smallest particle, I guess. So, yeah.
We're all
Quantum.
just atoms. That's all it is.
We're all just this blob of atoms.
That's what really got me amazed. Is like it's almost like as though even before the concert or even the music started, you already have that sense that what it's gonna look like from the inside out. Even like when you're trying to listen to a human emotion, which is just another form of music, and yet somehow people can be able to visualize what it looks like just by like gazing at that person.
Man, I feel so grateful every day for you. It's just so amazing.
Cool.
I hope I didn't totally change the subject by just blissing out on music. But
Music for the people. My bad. Medicine for the people. Speaking of music, that's a group I would suggest that will really just expand your. I wouldn't say meditate to them. Well, I guess you can, but for me to meditate, I need like no words. At
I
least.
feel the same way, and that's one of the things I meant to talk about when I had my first rant tonight. Was like, yeah, you need both, like both are important, but like that's what I was trying to get at when I was saying the silence is needed also. Like you can use music as a technique or as a tool to help you get there, but there's always a point where we turn off the techniques and we just allow ourselves to be there. And I don't even want to say turn off the techniques because it's really more like the techniques you grew.
You don't have to rely on them.
Yeah. And
Rely
so,
on them.
well, it's not necessarily you don't have to rely on them. You can still rely on them. You don't have to. It's like you are there. You're like the little hint of what we get in our brain when we're playing music. That's happening in our brain in the silence. Everything our brain needs is happening in that meditative state. But music can be an amazing tool for helping facilitate, getting to the meditative state. So it's interesting. I think they're both.
Yeah, like that's what.
Like the conversation you guys were having of like, should you do music and meditation? In my opinion, I'd say turn off the music when you turn off all your techniques. You know what I mean? And allow that 3, 5, 10, 20, maybe it'll turn into an hour of time without any techniques. But you can still use music as an amazing tool and technique to help us get there,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, but like, how does it help you get there? Because any music can do it, right?
I've been in deep states of meditation. I don't know if when this began happening, but it's like I'm meditating, but I'm like, okay, my eyes are closed, and then there's this point in the meditation where consciousness, and I'm like this, and I'm like semi-awake, semi-asleep, if that makes sense. Does that ever happen to any of you guys?
Well, that happens to me several times whenever I listen to this song, this mantra called Om Mani Padme Hum from the Tibetan monks. Oh my God, I was sleeping. Like, I just want to. It's almost like as though I can be able to see an archetype right in front of me whenever I listen to that music.
But the interesting thing is when I'm in that state and, like my head is just back here and I've noticed that at certain times when I'm at that state, like if I could just chill there for a minute, all the answers in that state, I've noticed this, like I fell asleep in the car or I'd be meditating and it's like semi-awake, semi-asleep, but all the answers are there. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this.
Well, I did, and I personally did have moments like that. That's what really got to the question about like, what is it that we're trying to realize? Because like, if enlightenment is the freedom or the liberation of suffering in Buddhism or any of that, then what are we trying to liberate from?
From worry, from thought, from the conscious mind.
Of course we can. Yeah, of course we can. Of course we can be free from the conscious mind, but like, what are we trying to? what about the conscious mind that we're trying to free ourselves from? You get what I'm trying to ask?
I was gonna say,
The thought, the thought, the unstopping thoughts. What were you gonna say, Michael?
no, I was gonna say like, damn. Okay, let me remember. Okay, okay. Like, what I was gonna say is like, this is something that I've heard about, and that the reason we really do love sleep is not just because we just quiet our mind, but we really do travel and go other places. Whether if we did not have that, you know, it's kind of like we're here and this is like a hotel, you know, for the daytime. But when we go to sleep, it's like we're checking out from the hotel and we get to travel somewhere else to get answers, to get solutions, to say maybe there were things that even in past lives that we figured out the answer to. Like sometimes you'll go to sleep and you'll have a question, you'll just wake up with the answer. And so we really do get answers, and it's really healing that sleep time. That's all I was going to say.
More than healing, it is life, because we would not be living if we could not sleep. But real quick, all right, guys, I read this random little thing on some Facebook link, and it said like, I do have bad dreams sometimes, and I have really good dreams sometimes, and I also have lucid dreams, and I have just, my dream world is totally, I would say,
Unpredictable.
Unpredictable is a good word for it. Like, am I going to go to sleep and have the most amazing night of my life and never want to wake up, or am I going to be like, oh my god, that was fucking nuts, I really don't want to go sleep again, you know? And here's the thing. I read this random thing that was like, when you sleep on your left side, you're laying on certain organs, which can cause bad dreams to sleep, because it's like your body will subconsciously or internally kind of process that you're dying or that something's happening to you, because you're kind of crushing your left organs. Not that it's bad or severe enough to actually hurt your physical body in real life, but you're sleeping, you know, when you're sleeping, you might interpret it that way. And so I read that, and I just started playing around with it. I'm a side sleeper, always, right? So I'm always on my left or my right side, one of the two, you know? And so I started, and they said, sleep on your, people who have bad dreams. It's I can't even remember the freaking study.
Rex, Sigmund Freud. Man, you block me from Facebook, but what's up, bro?
Rex. I don't see Rex, but he was here for a second.
Rex.
So it said to sleep on your side. Rex, there he is. I'm gonna finish my thought, and then we'll have you do an introduction and a check-in and everything. But the thought was sleeping on your right side for people who have bad dreams and are side sleepers. Sleep on your right side, because it that way we're not sleeping on vital organs that might be being a little bit crushed while we sleep, so we might interpret that as dying, which might come out as bad dreams. Since I've been playing around with this, every time if I wake up from a bad dream, I'm on my left side. And if I've woken up from these magical dreams where I'm with my angels and just amazing things are happening, and I'm on the right side. Like, it's kind of uncanny. I need to research more about it, but just a little hint.
You know, guys, when you guys brought up Rex, I was like, I'm trying to get this guy up online all the time, but somehow this guy just like, Andy, I'm so tired. I don't know if I should get in.
Okay, well, we started this new thing where we're doing it's very new, as in tonight, and we do an introduction where you just, you know, your name and a little introduction, whatever you want to say about yourself, and then how your week is, and we just added on maybe how we can support you.
So, Rex, come on. I can't hear you.
You can always, at any point, do a pass, and you can say, I don't want to talk, and that's fine, too.
Pass. Okay, Pixie just said I look like a werewolf.
You're done with it. What are you done with?
I had some demons to slay. You would have been caught in the
Seriously?
crossfire.
Come on,
Oh, I
Rex.
think I'm reading. I was just thought we were talking. I think I'm reading into something like this.
Seriously, Rex, seriously, like, what demons are you trying to slay? Because I'm not joking. I've been waiting for you to talk about music all the time, but you were, like, busy playing around with your demons.
Oh, he said he just shorted his mic. Okay, all right. You can hear us? Wait, so I can't hear.
I can't hear you.
I want to say though,
You
Rex
try to
did the most
talk.
awesome thing. Rex did the most awesome thing. He sensed that somebody on my friends list was a vampire, and he just like, I don't know, he said he aura bitch slapped them, but the person just blocked me as soon as he did that, or took me off their friends list. I said, bro, they don't want none of mama. Mama bear.
You know, it's finally to have him back, man, because seriously, that guy. But like seriously, like when it comes to that's what really got me interesting is like when you guys brought up like binaural beats in some of my conversation, I was like, what's so special about binaural beats where you're just like all listening to like these rhythms going up and down like this?
I don't know. I just find them like they make my state of mind really. It's hard to explain. It's just different.
Like I more listen to like isochronic tones. I used to be
Yeah.
into binaural beats, but like when I was in high school, and like you know, it was kind of like the hippie days. I was really into this thing called aide, and it was basically like the legal way to get high, in a sense. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a good sense of what you're talking about.
Basically, just they said certain ones and whatnot, but I don't know. I never really tried them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did experiment, with the real stuff, but I just wanted to, I was like a scientist. I wanted to figure out like what works and, if it was a similar effect or,
It's
you
something,
know.
something with they put one sound here like just a bit off from the one over here, and then the two together create your brain like syncs them together, so it creates a third wave in your head, which is like the tone that you take in or whatever. Like, but it's
Yeah.
slightly off. Like,
Wait a second. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
it was just like the way like binaural beats and whatnot works, I guess.
Here's my opinion on binaural beats.
Sorry, I'm just really tired.
Oh.
No, you're good, man.
I don't like seriously. What about you, Rex? About the topic of music? Because the thing is so many times, like for example, when I listen to binaural beats, I tried this experiment once where I listened to isochronic beats and binaural beats, but every time whenever I listen to them at a certain amount of frequency, it somehow activated some parts of myself. Like when I listened at 432 hertz, my third eye just went wild. It just triggered. It's almost like as though somebody is trying to be a psychic vampire and try to suck out my energy from there.
I can talk about an experience I had like that. I forgot what I was listening to one night, but it was when I was first getting into this type of stuff. I was laying in bed and I had my headphones on listening to it, and all of a sudden, like the middle of my forehead started like pulsating. It felt like there was a heartbeat in there, and I was just seeing like all these shapes and stuff, and at the same time I could feel like a heartbeat in the middle of my forehead. It was so weird.
Yeah, I know, and in fact,
Yes.
even I felt like as though I got hallucinated. It's like as though I'm going to a new world.
Yeah, that was a third eye awakening, bro. That's awesome.
All right, multiple questions here. I don't want to rain on everybody's parade with my opinion about binaural beats.
Wait, what?
So we'll move on to the topic of Rex's game. Well, here's the thing. I think binaural beats are awesome, but I also think that it's good to try to get to these states of mind without the binaural beats. Because these are something that are all accessible to us, to our brain. We can get to those places without the binaural beats. And I'm not saying that they're bad, because it's awesome to be able to use them and recognize the places that we can get. But if you're constantly only giving your brain binaural beats and never turning off all the techniques and allowing your brain to learn how to get there on its own, it's not going to learn how to get to the meditative state on its own, because it's always getting this outside stimulus that it's going to get.
Yeah.
So it's very important to turn off the binaural and to get there through silence also. Because everything that your brain is experiencing with binaural beats, your brain is capable of experiencing without the binaural beats. But it does take certain breathing techniques, working on it. It takes the quality of your meditation, versus like the quantity being like how much time you're spending. You can spend a lot of time trying to get there, but you can do some quality techniques that will make your experience in it be a lot better. But anyway, I guess my point is to not rely on binaural beats to get you there only. To do other things without the outside stimulus.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree, like, 100%. Like, if you're constantly getting yourself stimulated to do something, it's like something that it becomes a dependability. And if you can't do it without the stimulus, you can't do it naturally, it will become like a delay tactic, and then you can't do anything without the stimulus. And, no, I totally see what you're saying.
Yeah, in fact, I personally saw some people like they really rely upon it so many times to the point where they're like, "Oh, I'm just going to go for binaural beats," and some people actually, and I found out that a lot of these Western cultures, when they listen to these stuff, they were like, "Am I really getting the results I want?" And then they just somehow give up meditation.
It can be a great tool to help you see what you can do, that you can get there too. You can get to that place without the binaural beats. And it can be a great tool for when you have certain things going on that are stopping you. But at the same time, you want to keep in mind that, I mean, I wouldn't do it every day personally. I would want my brain daily to be able to figure out how to get to meditative state through breathing techniques and through other things that I can facilitate anytime, anywhere. Not something that requires my iPod and headphones and stuff. To teach my brain how to get there on its own. Maybe I'll use binaural beats like once a month or once. I actually don't use them ever since I started researching that part, but I mean, I think that for some people it can be very effective for helping them. When you're like, say you've been studying for 6 hours and you're like, dude, I'm fucking stressed out and I need some to chill out. Yeah, that could be great, like totally. And it's not bad to do that all either,
Yeah, like here's what's even more interesting.
I wouldn't use it daily. I wouldn't use it as your main technique to get you to the meditative state every day.
Yeah, I know. Well, like here's the funny thing is whenever I ask
No, I hear you, Bonnie.
Like whenever I ask other seekers in other forums, even in Facebook, YouTube,
Lost Rex.
Yeah, and he
I
said,
talk too much. He's doing the marathon right now, and I wanted to ask him about the marathon, and then I talked too much instead.
I know.
No, Rex.
Like, seriously,
man.
like, I had this one group of seekers. They said that rainwater or even nature, sound of nature or the breathing helps them reach that meditative state. I wish Rex is still here to actually like help us with this, you know.
I also listen to the sounds of the planets. You ever listen to that?
Oh, those are awesome, man. I
Yeah,
remember.
I love
I
listening to
remember you
those
shared.
too.
No, I remember you shared one of those videos where it was like I forgot it was like Saturn or something.
It was probably the sun, because I was saying how it sounds like the chant.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. You know what would be really cool though, if you believe that you're from like a particular star system and you can find like the sound
Yeah, that would be
on
pretty
like that
sweet.
star system, and then see if like you can travel there or something. I don't know. I think yeah. Like I've noticed that, man. Like I had this crazy ass dream. Bonnie needs to be here to hear this, because this is, I swear, it was a lucid dream, but I had just been. I'm gonna wait till Bonnie gets back. But Matthew,
Sounds great.
yeah, man, I'm really happy that you graduated from the big kid daycare.
I know, right? In fact, I wish I graduated my big kid daycare that smoothly. I had to face off with tons of trauma just from that event only, man.
Just to be honest, I think if I had to choose like one place that like I feel caused the most suffering in my life, it was probably the public school system. Just to be honest. Just to be honest. Only thing I liked about it was friends.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
And the
like,
books, I
you know,
guess.
that's what really got me upset about public school is how come they deleted like music as part of your high school course? It's not a useless course,
Well,
but
you
at least
can join band.
yeah, like you can like at least give us the freedom to join a band, but even in certain schools they even don't have that. You have to get permission from the principal to do it.
I remember, like, I believe it, I don't know, I think it was middle school. And they're like, oh, wait, we have band. And I'm like, you can choose any instrument you want. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll choose guitar. And I was like, no, they're only like woodwind instruments and all. I was like,
Oh,
damn it.
no, it's like, oh, we didn't mean any instrument. You get to choose from these select few.
I'm like, yeah, man. Cause you see, cause like trombone and tuba and all that shit is like, I don't know,
Or
man.
the mandala and the mandolina, and that one is from Asia. And, like, oh my God, that instrument! If you ever have a chance to listen to it, it was so good. And if you listen to some of the Middle Eastern musics, theirs is like so in tune with nature.
Yeah. Where are you talking about the bagpipes?
Yeah, I'm talking about that. Like
The
some of the
bagpipes?
yeah, and some other traditional music instruments.
Like one that's really soothing, it's like one of the most soothing is Native American flute, in my opinion. Like it's just, oh. Or sometimes you listen to the Qigong and the Tai Chi videos, and it's like this instrument they're playing. I think it's like a katana or kalimbo. I forget what it's called, but it's like basically you're like playing your hands on like all these strings, and you hear it a lot in like the Tai Chi and Qigong videos, and it's such a soothing sound.
Like from what you guys were describing, is that somehow when you guys brought up that issue of music and how we reach that higher meditative state, you guys always bring up nature on there. it's almost like as though like in order to reach that state of enlightenment, you always had to return to who you are as a person.
I believe nature is music. I mean, if I believe that nature teaches you music, because like if you notice, like when you play instruments or you sing and you hear the trees blow or you feel the trees blow, it's almost as if their way of like, you know, how they respond. And it's not going to be necessarily the way a human would respond because it's a fucking tree, you know. So you have to kind of look at it in the way of how would a tree respond in the form of a tree, or you know, you'll feel like when I sing outside and I feel a breeze by a tree, or I play guitar and I feel a breeze by the tree. I feel that's the tree acknowledging the music and that, you know, it's listening. So I don't know. That's just the way I feel, you know.
You know what I just thought of? You know how people say, like, they ask, what would life be like without music? And since we're talking about how basically everything creates music, so basically there would be no life if there wasn't for music.
I
Yeah,
agree.
in fact, you brought up a very
Oh
good
wow,
point.
yeah.
Well, like,
Well, that
it,
would be a boring world, man.
you
I
know,
don't
that's
even
what
know. That would be a gray world.
that's what like I just hate to cut this short. Like, the thing is we're all living in a world where music is all around us. We all learn to listen to it, but somehow, like, when we portray it, it's almost like as though none of it portray what we're supposed to be, who we really are, and that's what led us to not become enlightened in the first place. So that's well for the end of the show. Right now we can like you guys can still hang out. The only thing is I want to ask the audience is like what can you do or what can you listen to that help you reach this enlightenment, and try to like write in the discussion board and tell me what you think about it. Like
Uh,
what should we be listening to that will help us get to where to a point where you can be happy with your life. So we'll say bye for now to the internet, but you guys can still stay back, and I'll be going.